Brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Etobicoke and Streetsville. Crown is proud to be Canadian-owned and operated since 1986. So protect your vehicle from rust today at your local Crown Rust Control Center or visit crown.com. Crown, Canada's #1 rust protection. In a rematch of a pitching matchup 12 days ago in Tampa Bay, Trey Yesavage and Joe Boyle, two young promising starters, will face off as the Blue Jays and Rays battle in game 161 of this season. We have lineup standings and first pitch on the other side. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The end of the Canadian Cancer Society's CIBC Run for the Cure is just the beginning, because the funds raised through the run continue to fuel life-saving breast cancer research, enable clinical trials that improve outcomes and bring you hope, and help patients every step of the way with vital support services.
Let's go Blue Jays! Let's go Blue Jays! What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon for the Blue Jays and the Rays. Please make sure to take a second and hit that like button so we can get more baseball fans here in the chat, chatting it up, cheering on our Toronto Blue Jays. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning during the Manchester United game, and make sure you're with us tonight for the Leafs game against the Canadiens. We appreciate you all hanging out with us. The support is amazing, and thank you for being here. Now let's get back to the baseball. Come on, Blue Jays. We've got to get the win today. We've got to keep pace with the Yankees and win out to win the AL East. We'll see you back in the chat.
And sharpens performance. It's how Endy helps all Canadians rise to shine. Endy mattresses are proudly made in Canada. And right now, take $150 off for a limited time. Shop now at endy.com. Terms and conditions apply.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on SiriusXM Sunday,
2 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Hollywood Casino 400 from Kansas Speedway on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90, in the car and on the SiriusXM app. For up-to-date betting lines, fantasy plays, and the latest NASCAR news, catch the pre-race show before every Cup Series race. Plus, 2 hours of post-race coverage on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90.
Jays fans, John Schneider joins MLB Network Radio every other Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM 89 and the SiriusXM app. Work.
1-0. Hit to the left side on the ground and through into left center. Springer around third. He'll come in to score, and it's 1-0 Blue Jays in the bottom of the first. 1-0. Springer takes off, and the pitch is clubbed. Right center field and deep. Low going back to the wall. It's out of here. An unbelievable season, an unbelievable night for Nathan Lucas, and the Blue Jays lead for the first time since the top of the second. And the 2-2 on the ground at third. Backhanded Clement, pumps, throws to first. The Blue Jays win the game. 2 to go. The Blue Jays win it 4-2 over the Rays, and they'll wake up again tomorrow, still leading the American League East. And they are leading the American League East as we get ready for Game 2 of this series, Game 161 of the season. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. And Chris, again, as the Blue Jays look outside of this ballpark, the Yankees are threatening to win. And so for the Blue Jays, it continues on. You got to keep winning the games in front of you. 2 more, and they will take the AL East crown.
Yeah, it looks like the Yankees are going to win that ball game against the Orioles, but this is a very, very important game for Trey Yesavage. In his first ball game, he was phenomenal. In his second career start, he was just okay. I hope we see more of that first guy out of Trey Yesavage today.
Yesavage walking up the hill. Let's take a look at the Bet365 standings. With Bet365, you can watch thousands of live games, build your own bet, and you can even make a bet while the game's still being played. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. Blue Jays and Yankees both 92 and 68. Red Sox in third in the division, 88 and 72. Rays are 77 and 83. The Orioles 75 and 85. With the Blue Jays warming up, we now go to the starting lineup. It's brought to you by Shell V-Power Nitro Plus. Want more from your vehicle? Try Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline, fueling every drive with a fuel like no other. And we begin with Kevin Cash's Tampa Bay Rays.
Leading off for those Rays is Chandler Simpson. He's in center field. DHing is Yandy Diaz. He'll bat second. Batting third is Brandon Lau. He's at second base. At third base in the cleanup spot is Junior Caminero. Batting fifth is Jonathan Aranda. He'll be at first base. In left field, batting sixth is Christopher Morel. Batting seventh is Jake Mangum. He's in right field. Behind the dish, batting eighth is Nick Fortes. And batting ninth is Carson Williams. He's at shortstop. On the mound for the Rays is Joe Boyle. We'll get you the Blue Jays lineup in the bottom half.
Trey Yesavage finishing up his warm-ups, walking around a hill in white pants, royal blue jersey and the throwback cap. Royal blue all the way around except the front panel for the Blue Jays on that hat is white with the Blue Jay logo on top of it. For the Rays, they wear their navy jerseys today and gray pants. Chandler Simpson, the speedy center fielder, steps into the lefty box and gets ready to begin this game. Yesavage kicks and deals, and the first pitch is called a strike. 95 in the zone to get ahead 0-1. Time of the first pitch, 3:07 Eastern. 23 degrees with the roof open in Toronto. Some clouds overhead. 0-1. On the ground to short, shuffling to his right. Jimenez picks it up, slings to first, and a good start there for Trey Yesavage as he gets Chandler Simpson one down.
Good velocity so far in this start. 95 with the first pitch, 96 with the second pitch. He's averaging about 94.5 so far in his two big league starts.
His first major league start came against these Tampa Bay Rays. It'll be interesting to see how he and they adjust. Yandy Diaz is up. Yesavage's pitch. Fouled away 0-1. If you remember his debut, he gave up a hit to Simpson and then an RBI hit to Yandy Diaz in the first two batters. That ended up being the only run surrendered. 0-1 pitch. Up and in. Diaz limbos back out of the way at 95. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yesavage 0-0. No record with a 5 ERA and 2 starts. 1-1. In the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Mix for the 22-year-old 6'4" right-hander from Pennsylvania is a 4-seamer, splitter, and slider. And if you haven't seen it already, it's that big over-the-top delivery, high angle. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. So much break on the slider coming from the North Pole from Yesavage's right hand. It's 2-2.
That's what was missing in his last start, really getting on top and seeing that downward action on that slider.
His 2-2. On the ground left side and through into left field, a base hit. Thought Barger might have had a shot at that ball. He pulled up and it went in between him and Jimenez for a 1-out single.
Not a bad pitch from Trey Yesavage, just a little bit unlucky there. Yandy Diaz didn't hit it all that well, but was able to find that hole on the left side. I think that if Barger dives for that baseball, he might get it, but ultimately probably wouldn't have got Yandy Diaz at first base.
So Diaz on at first with a 1-out single and Brandon Lau up. The guy Yesavage punched out for his first career major league strikeout. First pitch is a fastball outside. Ball 1. Home plate up today is Phil Cuzzy, Dan Bellino, the crew chief at first, Clint Vondrack at second, Tony Randazzo at third. The 1-0. High, 2 balls, no strikes. We're in the first, a first inning that's brought to you by Armstrong Bird Food. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong. Feeding Blue Jays since 1986. Visit ArmstrongBirdFood.com. 2-0. Foul back, 2-1. Yesavage getting back in the count with 95 on the outside block.
Yeah, you don't really have to pay too much attention to Yandy Diaz over there. Just 3 stolen bases this season. So if you're Trey Yesavage, you can have that normal leg lift and really focus on making a good pitch here to Lau.
Right on left, the 2-1 pitch from Yesavage. Just outside, ball 3. Infield with a heavy shift. Addison Barger might be closer to second base than he is third, and the shortstop Jimenez right up the middle. Right side is pulled toward first base. 3-1. Called strike on the outside edge, 95 to make it a full count.
I don't think Brandon Lau liked that call, but it was a good one right on the black.
And if you're Brandon Lau, you probably don't want to swing at that at 3-1, frankly. Yeah. Not a pitch you'll do much with. Now a full count with 1 out and the bases empty, or pardon me, 1 out and Diaz on first. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Foul tip on the splitter. Yesavage with his first strikeout of the start. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning.
That's a good sign for the Toronto Blue Jays. In his last start against the Kansas City Royals, it took him actually a couple of innings to really get the feel for that split finger. Threw a lot of floating split fingers through the zone, pushing it, trying to get it there, and that one right there was absolutely perfect, getting on top of it. A ton of action.
Junior Caminero up the pitch. Low ball 1, also dropped by Kirk, which didn't help the case. Yandy Diaz on first base. 2 outs, no score in the game. When this top of the first comes to a close, Joe Boyle will take the hill for the Tampa Bay Rays. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider broke down and away. Big hack by Caminero, 1-1.
He's got fantastic stuff. When he stays on top of all 3 of his pitches, he's almost unhittable.
No one had more strikeouts per 9 in the minor leagues this year than Trey Yesavage. 1-1. On the ground, left side. Barger with a dive. Same with Jimenez. Jimenez picks it up, throws from the turf, and it's just behind the runner Caminero, who's safe with an infield hit. Up to second goes Yandy Diaz. And again, a bit of tough luck for Trey Yesavage. 2 perfectly placed grounders, or else he would have been out of this inning about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, he's really making his pitches. That one right there was down in the strike zone. Junior Caminero hitting a ground ball through that hole. Andres Jimenez did everything he could. Actually almost got Junior Caminero at first base. I was pretty surprised by that. A nice throw from him across the diamond.
Both Barger and Jimenez dove to make sure that one stayed in the infield. It's now first and second with 2 outs, and Jonathan Aranda is up. His second game back from the IL. First pitch misses outside to the left-handed hitter from Mexico. Ball 1. Aranda returned with a blast yesterday. Homered in his first at bat in the second inning. 1-0. Called strike. Lefty swinger playing in his 105th game, a .316 batter, 22 doubles, 13 home runs. 1-1. Called strike, 1-2. That'll back up Barger slightly. Third baseman plays way off the line. Everyone shifted toward the right side of the infield. First and second, 2 outs in the top of the first. And time is asked for by Aranda, granted by Phil Cuzzy, who with his hands up walks to the left of home plate.
Good pitch here would be a fastball up out of the strike zone, but I'm almost certain that they'll go back to that split finger.
Yesavage set. And the 1-2. Splitter low, taken by Aranda. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It was a good one, too. Great take from Aranda.
Started pretty much right down the middle and broke about a foot below the zone. It's Diaz on second, Caminero on first. No score, top of the first. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strikeout by Yesavage to finish off a scoreless top of the first. Joe Boyle battles against George Springer when we come back in a scoreless game. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Protect your waste and recycling equipment from costly repairs. With a custom maintenance plan, optimize your waste system performance and longevity with Metro Compactor Service. They've got you covered coast to coast with the largest service fleet in Canada. Their innovative iSmart technology can remotely diagnose, troubleshoot, and monitor equipment health in real time. For on-demand or proactive service, sales, rentals, and extended warranties for all your waste equipment, visit metrocompactor.com. MetroCompactor.com.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama. Made precisely for you.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. At Bet365, must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. He punched out the side with his 9th K of the day.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Back at Rogers Center for the bottom of the first inning. No score, Blue Jays in race. Joe Boyle on the hill. Offers to George Springer, and the first pitch hit foul off the front fence of the Rays dugout. It's 0-1. Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host, Nick Blackmore, our producer, Christian Chiniti and Tom Young, our technical directors. 0-1 pitch. Inside, almost hit Springer, who skipped and spun out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He actually looked back at the dugout and told everybody, hey, we don't need to review that. That didn't hit me.
Boyle can be erratic. This is his 9th start, 13th appearance of the year. 1-1. Called strike on the inside edge. 1-2. Right-handers 1-3, 4.40 ERA. 6'8", 26 years old. High strikeouts for Boyle, but can also be a high walk guy. Walked 4 in his last start. 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just like Yesavage, it's 4-seamer, slider, splitter for Joe Boyle. His 2-2. Up and in, ball 3. A little more velocity dependent, doesn't have the same angle or movement as Yesavage, but both of these guys really nasty. Both have great stuff. Boyle sets, looking through his rec specs at Springer, and the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. Boyle didn't walk a batter in his start against the Blue Jays 12 days ago, and the first batter he faces in George Springer, he walks today.
Yeah, and you can tell that the approach against Boyle is, hey, let's be patient. Let's force him to be in the strike zone. George Springer didn't swing at anything out of the strike zone there. Fantastic leadoff at bat for him.
Big claps for Nathan Lucas, who drove in 3 yesterday. He's up now with Springer on first. The pitch. Inside, ball 1. Just quickly, we promised you the Blue Jay lineup today. It's Springer DHing leading off. Lucas, the right fielder, hits second. Guerrero playing first, batting third. Hitting fourth and playing third base, Addison Barger. Davis Schneider in left, batting fifth. 1-0 to Lucas. Springer takes off, pitches a strike. Throw down to second. And he's safe. Slid around the tag. Ball appeared to be there in time. And we'll see if Kevin Cash and the Rays want a challenge. For now, it's George Springer's 18th of the year, but Kevin Cash has asked for a replay review. We'll get into that in a sec. Let me just wrap the lineup up quickly here.
Tampa has challenged the safe call at second base. The previous play is under review.
Dalton Varsho in center field hitting 6th. Kirk batting 7th. The catcher Clement at second base hitting 8th. And Andres Jimenez batting 9th and playing shortstop. George Springer just swiping a bag over at second. Safe was the call by Clint Vondrak on the field. And we are getting a look at the replays now. It would appear that they got him, but it's close.
Yeah, I was actually surprised by the call on the field. We're seeing the replay now. I mean, it's clear to me that he's out at second base. I don't know if it's enough to overturn the call. Again, the call on the field is safe, so they have to have definitive evidence to be able to overturn it. From what I can see, it's pretty definitive.
After review, the ruling on the field is overturned. The runner is out. Tampa will retain its challenge.
So George Springer, for the first time this year, caught stealing. Nick Fortes, who has not necessarily been lethal throwing out runners this year, entered today with an 18% success rate, does get Springer. 1 out, bases empty, and the 1-1 to Lucas. Called strike, 1-2. Right on left, Boyle's pitch. Grounded foul by Nathan Lucas, who slips over home plate and gathers himself again on the edge of the dirt circle. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count remains. Kick in the 1-2 again. Lucas sprays it down the left field line, slicing. That ball hits off the sidewall, foul. Stayed within the field of play, but just found that small area of foul territory down the left field line. And it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nathan Lucas has fouled off back-to-back 2-strike pitches. No score in this game. 1 out. Bottom of the first inning with the bases empty. The 1-2. On the ground and foul. Thought that hit the foot of Nathan Lucas. Phil Cuzzy did not call it that way. Waited for it to hook foul down the first baseline. No harm, no foul, but appeared to me that that ball hit something before bouncing to the field of play.
Yeah, I think you're right. Nathan Lucas is actually flexing out that right ankle. I mean, and he didn't run either, so that tells me that in fact did hit him.
Another 1-2. Up and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fortes practically jumped out of his crouch to reel it in and protect Phil Cuzzy behind home plate.
Not surprising. Nathan Lucas is putting together another solid at bat.
The kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets him on a slider in the dirt. And after 8 pitches, Lucas is set down. There are 2 outs with the bases empty in the bottom of the first. Tomorrow night, you could be the Blue Jays fan who wins one of the biggest 50-50 jackpots in history. Super September jackpot already over $3.1 million, and Buck Martinez will be personally calling the winner to break the news. BlueJays.com/5050, Ontario or Nova Scotia. Pitch to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is down and away for ball 1. Vladdy coming off a 1-for-4 night in yesterday's win. Boyles 1-0. Called strike. Slider over the heart of the plate to even the count. Guerrero hitting .295 on the year. 34 doubles, 23 homers. 1-1 pitch. Outside and low at 97. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I just want Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to let it eat. We talked about how tentative he's been over the last few weeks, how unsure he's been. Just let it eat.
2-1 pitch. On the ground towards shortstop. Picked up Carson Williams. Throw on to first to end the bottom of the first inning and keep it scoreless after 1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, it's Taylor, and we're celebrating a brand new era.
Are you ready for I can do it with a broken heart.
Welcome to the life of a showgirl on my channel.
Now for a limited time.
You got that James Dean look in your eyes.
Taylor's Channel 13 on Sirius XM.
Nice.
At home with the Sirius XM app on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
And baby, that's show business for you.
Hey, it's Danny Wexelman from MLB Network Radio. Join me and Cole Tucker this Sunday at 1 Eastern for Sunday Sliders as we gear up for the final day of the 2025 regular season.
The Phillies take the National League East Division crown.
We'll break down the biggest matchups of the day, what postseason spots are still up for grabs, and how seeding could shake out before every team takes the field that afternoon. Sunday Sliders, this Sunday at 1 Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89, and on the Sirius XM app.
Basketball is back.
We're talking here with Anthony Edwards.
Every time I get to step on the floor, I feel like it's my first game again.
From the hardwood to the headlines, we're bringing you inside access to every NBA team with exclusive interviews and analysis.
Joined by the one and only Steph Curry.
We understand we're working towards something bigger.
NBA Radio season preview shows begin Monday night at 7 and 8 Eastern. Only on NBA Radio, Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app.
Fantasy football players, from start-sit decisions to waiver wire advice. Win your fantasy football league with Fantasy Sports Radio. Channel 87 and on the SiriusXM app.
At Radio Network.
Top of the second inning, scoreless game between the Blue Jays and the Rays. Game 161 of this season. Trey Yesavage offers to Christopher Morel, and the first pitch is lined out to right, slicing. It's caught by Lucas, moving back toward the warning track. One pitch, one out for Yesavage in the second. This second inning is presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app for today's baseball odds and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. Jake Mangum up to the plate right now for the Tampa Bay Rays. Switch hitter batting left. The wind in the pitch. Called strike with a fastball. 0-1.
I know it's a small sample size so far, just 23 pitches in this ball game. We're in the top of the second inning with one out, but Trey Yesavage looks really, really good out there.
15 strikes in his 23 pitches so far. Here's his 0-1. Hit back foul, 96 driven to the top of the zone before it was sent back into the seats out of play. 0-2.
I was unsure before this ball game how he would respond to the crowd, the pressure, all those things, but it looks like he's responding very, very well.
Yesavage turns and deals, and the pitch is sprayed into the 200 level foul down the left field line. Another high fastball, that one letter high. Credit to Mangum for even getting his bat to it. Still no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. Foul back again. They're going fastball, fastball, fastball against Jake Mangum.
I actually don't mind that last fastball there, because you have Jake Mangum probably unsure. Oh, they went hard up with the fastball. They're definitely going to go down with the split finger, and then they doubled up with that hard fastball up.
0-2 is poked to pop up back of third. Andres Jimenez into shallow left, waved off by Davis Schneider, who makes the catch like running into a crowd of seagulls. Schneider came in, and Barger and Jimenez ran away in opposite directions. 2 outs.
And then you double up with the hard four-seam fastball. Mangum's probably thinking, well, if they're going to double up, they might triple up, and then you flip the split finger in, and they had him out front there.
So 2 outs and the bases empty, no score, top of the second, and the pitch is lined and caught at third by Barger. Fortes stung it, but Barger extended his left hand up into the sky to take away a hit and end the inning. 1-2-3 for Yesavage in the top of the second inning, and it's a scoreless game as Addison Barger gets set to lead it off in the bottom half of the inning. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, you! Let's talk about what's catching everyone's eye. Is it the chipped paint flaking off your garage? Or the squeaky floorboard you always ignore? Help is always within reach at Home Hardware. Turn those side eyes into second looks at the Bring Beauty Tone Home Reno sale. Save 35% on Beauty Tone pure interior and exterior paints. And save up to 40% on in-stock vinyl and SPC flooring. Earn and redeem Scene Plus points at the Bring Beauty Tone Home Reno sale. On now until October 22nd. Only at Home Hardware and Building Centers. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian.
Wake me up when we make the playoffs.
Wake up, Canada. We made it. At Endy, we know greatness starts with a great rest. That's the beauty of sleep. It fuels focus and sharpens performance. It's how Endy helps all Canadians rise to shine. Endy mattresses are proudly made in Canada. And right now, take $150 off for a limited time. Shop now at Endy.com. Terms and conditions apply.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Beat the rush. Protect your vehicle with Canada's #1 rust protection today. Find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
They got him. A strike him out, throw him out, double play.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Addison Barger digging into the lefty box. Bottom of the second inning. No score between the Blue Jays and Rays. The pitch from Joe Boyle. Called high. Borderline pitch at 97 miles an hour. Misses. It's ball one. Barger, Schneider, Varsho in this inning. 1-0. Outside 2-0.
Boyle's been pretty erratic so far in this ball game. 10 strikes, 10 balls, 20 total pitches. Have to be patient up there if you're that Blue Jays offense.
Barger had a walk last night. 2-0 pitch. Called strike, slider. Gets Boyle over the heart of the plate to make it 2-1. 4 walks and 4 1/3 for Joe Boyle against the Red Sox on the 21st. There's a big swing and a miss by Barger. 2-1 slider was hung, but he missed it. 2-2.
I don't mind that. That's a great swing right there. Just missed it.
Got to swing like that sometimes to have 20 homers and 31 doubles like Addison Barger has this season. 2-2. Line and down in left field, a base hit. Barger tears around first, but he will go back to the bag. It's thrown back in quickly by Christopher Morel, and that's got to be a big lift for Barger. Last 9 games, he was 1 for 24, and here he's on with a hit in his first at-bat today.
It was actually a good pitch from Boyle. Good hard fastball on the outside part of the plate. We don't really see Addison Barger go the other way all that often, but that was a beautiful swing there for a leadoff base hit.
So Barger on first. Nobody out. Davis Schneider up for the Blue Jays in this scoreless game. Boyle kicks and deals. Foul tip, strike one. Schneider was going for it all on that swing. 98 elevated.
I like it.
Davis was one of only 3 guys when the Blue Jays saw Boyle on the 15th to get a hit off him, and one of only 2 with a hit to the outfield. 0-1. In the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. On the 15th, Springer had a hit to the outfield, Schneider had a hit to the outfield, and Miles Straw had an infield hit. There was an error. Other than that, no more base runners against Boyle in that last matchup. The 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Great take. That was actually a pretty good slider. Started on the outside part of the plate, ended about a half a ball outside. Like I said, you have to be patient against Boyle. You have to force him to be inside the strike zone.
The 2-1. Low ball 3. Davis Schneider barely moving at the plate. Content to wait there until Boyle comes after him. Addison Barger about to take his lead. Steps off first. Schneider in the righty box. No outs in the 3-1 pitch. Check swing. It was high, ball 4, and that's a walk to Schneider to put 2 on with nobody out.
Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill, 100% Canadian-owned and operated since 1992. Home of the $4 happy hour, 20-plus food and drink items, starting at just $4. Visit stlouiswings.com for details. You are welcome.
As there's a meeting on the mound, Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach, goes out there for Tampa Bay to talk to Joe Boyle. We look over at the score in the Bronx. The Yankees are leading the Orioles 6-1. That game already in the 9th inning because the Yankees had a 1 o'clock or 1:05 first pitch at Yankee Stadium. Home runs from, again, Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, just like yesterday. Those two have combined for 5 home runs in the 2 games in this series. And so it looks like the Yankees are going to hold on, and it might scare some Blue Jays fans, at least for the moment. If you refresh your standings, the Yankees will be in first place and the Blue Jays will be in second. However, the Yankees have played now the extra game once that one goes final. Infield in, Dalton Varsho up, and the first pitch from Boyle lands right down the middle with a slider. That was a bit of a cookie there from Boyle. It's 0-1. Out of town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. The 0-1 pitch. Varsho hooks it on the ground, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Addison Barger is on second base. Davis Schneider on first. No score. Bottom of the second with nobody out. Boyles 0-2. Hit back foul behind home plate, and they'll do it again.
At the very minimum, you have to move those runners up. You have to shorten up here. Find a way to move those runners, especially with 2 strikes.
I don't know if there is a Dalton Varsho shorten up.
Well, I said that the other night. He hit a grand slam, so.
0-2 pitch. Outside. He's a guy who will constantly reiterate that in his head, his swing thought is trying to hit a ground ball to the pitcher. And when have you ever seen Dalton Varsho hit a ground ball to the pitcher? He's launching balls all the time. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 99 on the inside black. That's a great pitch from Boyle. 1 out.
Yeah, it's impossible to do anything with that pitch. A perfectly located fastball right at the hands. Honestly, the only thing you could do with that pitch is foul it back, and even that's tough to do.
Second strikeout of the start for Joe Boyle. And Alejandro Kirk is up. First and second, 1 out. Boyle's pitch. Called strike. Kirk has dropped down in the order, hitting 7th in the lineup tonight, or today rather. Last time he started 7th or lower in the order was April 18th of this year. Long look at Barger by Boyle in the 0-1. Fouled off, 0-2. Early look at the swing from Kirk again. Kind of stepping out to the left toward the third baseline. Not something that you see from Alejandro Kirk, who often goes the other way. It's a bit puzzling to see the pull side swing. And now a step off from Boyle before the 0-2.
Yeah, generally speaking, when he's seeing the baseball well, when his mechanics are right, he's using the big part of the field. He's either going up the middle, he's going to right center. Every once in a while, he'll pull something, but that swing's a little off right now.
0-2 pitch is lined toward right field, and it's going to be caught by Jake Mangum. Barger tagging. He'll race up 90 feet to third, but there are 2 outs now with runners on the corners.
That's actually good contact on that tough slider, down and away. That's exactly what we've seen from Alejandro Kirk for the majority of this season, ripping really nice line drives the other way. So that has to be encouraging if you're John Schneider, if you're Alejandro Kirk. But like you said, stepping in the bucket, pulling that front shoulder off, something we generally haven't seen from Kirk this season.
Ernie Clement delivered yesterday with an RBI hit in the second. He tries to do that again in this game. The pitch is hit on the ground, down the left field line, base hit. Barger in to score from third. Schneider around second. He's at third, getting away from Carlos Fabulous. Relay to the plate, cut off. Davis Schneider dives in head first. 2-0 Blue Jays on an Ernie Clement RBI double in the second. Clement screaming out to the dugout in left field before turning to his dugout. And he has delivered in a big way in the second inning.
Well, if it's not Nathan Lucas, why not Ernie Clement? 2 guys at the bottom of this order who have continuously come through for the Toronto Blue Jays. Before that base hit, it had the feelings of the Lucas Giolito start, maybe the Brian Bayo start, where they were going to let the erratic starter off the hook.
First pitch to Andres Jimenez is hit on the ground to right field. Coming around third, Clement. The throw from Mangum in right goes into second. Jimenez with an RBI single. 3-0 Blue Jays in the bottom of the second.
What a swing from Andres Jimenez. That has to feel good for him. Coming through in a big spot. 3-0 Blue Jays. Ernie Clement screaming as he gets cross home plate. I mean, they are certainly not letting Joe Boyle off the hook here in this second inning.
George Springer back up, 2 outs and a runner on first. A step off and throw that gets away from the first baseman Aranda. Jimenez into second on an error there. We'll see who they assess it to. Boyle's throw did lead Aranda over the runner, but it also hit the glove of the first baseman.
Seems like that nervous energy has been lifted a little bit here at the Rogers Center. That's good to see.
Have to assume, by the way, that's a Boyle error. Looking at the replay, Arana had very little chance. Pitch to Springer. Called strike, a slider that spun and landed on the inside edge, 0-1. 3-0 for the Blue Jays over the Rays. 2 outs in the bottom of the second. A look to second base and the 0-1. Called strike, probably outside, but Boyle gets a break. It's 0-2. Andres Jimenez takes his lead. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Springer late there, but the Blue Jays end up with a 3-run bottom of the second. They do it on 3 hits. The 2-run double from Ernie Clement and the RBI single from Andres Jimenez. It's 3-0 Blue Jays headed to the third. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center. Your home team advantage with the right materials and the right price. Project know-how that's brought together a wealth of plans and solid advice. Trust your team at your locally owned Timber Mart. Find your location at timbermart.ca.
Buck Martinez here to tell you about the huge double XL free topping pizza from Pizza Pizza, just $19.99. That's a whopping 18-inch 3-topping thing of beauty for only $19.99. So hurry into Pizza Pizza today and bring a big appetite for a hot and fresh double XL pizza. I'm loving this big voice. I may just call the game this way.
Go to pizzapizza.ca. Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. For our participating location, visit timbermart.ca.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
Hey, this is Dalton Varsho. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays Baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
It's the third inning, brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Etobicoke and Streetsville. Crown is proud to be Canadian-owned and operated since 1986. So protect your vehicle from rust today at your local Crown Rust Control Center or visit crown.com. Crown, Canada's #1 rust protection. First pitch strike from Trey Yesavage to Carson Williams. 3-0 Blue Jays, top of the third. The kick in the 0-1 pitch. In there again, he is Savage ahead 0-2. Blue Jays with 3 in the second inning. Ernie Clement drove in a pair with a double. Then Andres Jimenez drove in 1 with a single. 0-2 pitch. Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now it's a middle infielder for the Rays and Carson Williams up. Their shortstop hits before the top of the order. 1-2. In the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trey Yesavage gets into the wind and is 2-2. On the ground up the middle, backhanded Ernie Clement, and he's got no throw. Couldn't quite get a handle on it, went to the shortstop side of the bag, and it'll be an infield hit for Carson Williams, who perfectly placed it up the middle.
So for Trey Yesavage, now that he's up 3-0, his job is to do exactly what he's been doing. Just fill up that strike zone. Don't try to do too much. Trust your stuff and get early contact.
That's Chris LaRue. I'm Ben Schulman. Top of the third inning, 3-0 Blue Jays, and the pitch to Chandler Simpson is called a strike. Simpson with a ground out in the first inning in a ground ball to shortstop. 0-1 pitch. Foul tip, 0-2.
I think if you're Trey Yesavage, you stay hard here. Chandler Simpson is looking to get out in front and hit something soft.
The 2-strike pitch. Bounce third base side, foul.
It's a good pitch. That's exactly what you need to do, especially against a slap hitter like that. You stay hard up and in. Didn't quite get it in, but they got it above that strike zone. Chandler Simpson just got a piece of it to stay alive.
Yesavage shakes off one side, now nods and sets. His 0-2. Bounced in front of home and blocked off the chest by Alejandro Kirk. It's Carson Williams on first base, nobody out. 3-0 Blue Jays in the top of the third. The pitch. Hit foul over the netting, third base side into the seats.
It's almost like they're staying away from that split finger to Chandler Simpson. I think if you're going to throw another fastball, it has to be up, at least down the middle. That fastball there was too far outside.
1-2 pitch. About eye high for Simpson. He takes it easily. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The kick and the 2-2. Line out to left field, moving back. Schneider still backpedaling, a little bunny hop to make the catch on the backhand side. Bounces it back into Ernie Clement at second. 1 out.
Yeah, they weren't messing around there. They stayed hard pretty much the whole time through one split finger that bounced in front of home plate. But other than that, just good hard fastballs up in the zone. And that's exactly the result you want. You want Chandler Simpson to hit fly balls. Doesn't have a ton of power, but he does have a ton of speed. He's generally trying to hit the ball on the ground.
Yandy Diaz up with 1 out, and the pitch is hit on the ground is short. Backing up Jimenez, bobbles it and lost it on the left field turf. Had to back up, so I'm not sure it's a tailor-made double play ball, but it looked like a guaranteed out until the error from Andres Jimenez. Now first and second with 1 out.
Yeah, he's pretty frustrated out there. Had that glove over his face, talking to himself just for a second. We're getting a replay now. Just didn't get a handle on that baseball and ended up making an error over there at shortstop. A big error in this inning as well.
Lost it on the transfer as he was looking to throw over to second. Fielder's choice for Diaz. E6 keeps Williams safe at second, and the pitch to Brandon Lau. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 3-0 Blue Jays, but Lau liable to tie this game with 2 on and 1 out. This season, or pardon me, in his career, Lau has 8 homers, 19 RBIs in 26 games at Rogers Center. 0-1. High, 1 ball, 1 strike.
We've seen Brandon Lau hit hanging breaking balls, hanging changeups against the Blue Jays for home runs in his career. So if you're going to throw that split finger, make sure it's below the strike zone.
1-1. Fastball called a strike right near the top of the zone. Yesavage gets ahead of him, 1-2. Big white clouds overhead blocking out the sun for now. Shade covers the diamond in the top of the third. 1-2. Foul back. Lau threw the bat at that one. A splitter outside and near the bottom of the zone. Just one-handed it back into the netting. Lead runner is Carson Williams on second. Yandy Diaz on first base with 1 out. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Elevates at 97. Yesavage with his 3rd strikeout of the outing. 2 outs in the top of the third.
Brandon Lau was blown away by that fastball, obviously thinking that Trey Yesavage, Alejandro Kirk were going to throw another split finger in that situation, probably try to bounce it, and he just absolutely blew his doors off with 97, his hardest fastball of the ball game.
2 of the 3 strikeouts coming against Brandon Lau for Trey Yesavage. Not out of the woods, though. Here's Junior Caminero, first and second, 2 outs. The pitch. Fastball at 95 for strike one. Infield hit back in the first inning for Caminero. Diving stop by Andres Jimenez, but Caminero beat out the throw. 0-1. Foul back right into the stomach of Caminero. Bounced and then hit him. It's 0-2.
Seems like the game plan is slightly different. They're very fastball heavy so far in this ball game, at least early on in this ball game.
Seeing the Rays for the second time in 12 days is Trey Yesavage. Trying to get out of the top of the third and strand a pair. An infield hit and an error in this inning has made it first and second. 2 outs as Yesavage sits at the belt in an 0-2 count. His pitch to Caminero. Grounded back foul behind Caminero's back toward the third base dugout. Next pitch for the rookie Yesavage will be his 50th of the start. The 0-2 in the dirt, ball one. Of his first 50 pitches, 36 strikes, 14 balls for a 72% strike rate. That is very good, very high strike rate.
Yeah, generally speaking, a good start for any pitcher, 65-ish.
Yeah,
somewhere around there. So 72 is very good.
1-2. Just outside. Really good pitch. Even better take from Caminero. That slider started in the zone and broke maybe an inch or two outside.
John Schneider's pretty upset over there in that dugout, but he doesn't have our view. That was off the plate by a little bit.
Maybe upset Caminero didn't swing.
Yeah.
2-2. Up and in, ball three. With the count running full now after Yesavage initially got ahead 0-2. The runners will be off on the next pitch. Williams from second and Diaz from first. Full count, 2 outs, 3-0 Blue Jays, top of the third. The pitch. Foul tip, no, it's a foul ball, not held onto by Kirk. It bounced under him, and it's still a 3-2 count. Three-two again. High ball 4. Walk to Caminero, loads the bases here with still 2 outs in the top of the third.
You don't love the fact that Trey Yesavage walked Junior Caminero there, especially after getting ahead 0-2. But at the same time, he's their most powerful hitter. So you're okay with that. You move on to the next guy, and you make good pitches to Jonathan Aranda.
Pete Walker going out to the hill. We can welcome you to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. Timber Mart stores are family owned and operated and know the value in giving back to the communities they serve. Now more than ever, it's important to shop local. Timber Mart, locally owned, proudly Canadian. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue, Show Ali, our host, Nick Blackmore, our producer, Christian Chiniti, and Tom Young, our technical directors. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Blue Jays just took a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the second. Now Yesavage trying to get out of a messy top of the third. Aranda, a strikeout victim in the first inning, comes back up here in the third. Yesavage kicks and offers, and the pitch is high, ball 1. Aranda, one of the few guys that didn't see Trey Yesavage first time around. He was on the injured list when Yesavage pitched in Tampa Bay. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Aranda expands there. And I'm pretty surprised for a patient hitter with Yesavage just walking a guy that Aranda offered at a fastball above the zone, but Yesavage will take it. It's 1-1. Righty sets, kicks, and deals. Misses high and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's almost like he's lost the release point just a little bit since getting ahead of Junior Caminero 0-2.
Williams on third, Diaz on second, and Caminero on first. Yesavage with a 2-1. Fouled right back. Again, borderline pitch. Aranda going after. I know the Rays don't have anything to play for, but I'm still surprised he's offering at those pitches. It's to the benefit of Yesavage, who's now even the count at 2-2.
Yeah, Yesavage hasn't been in the zone one time in this at-bat.
Righty's pitch. Called strike 3. Splitter on the inside edge to freeze Aranda, leave the bases loaded, and rile up Rogers Center at the middle of the third. 3-0 Blue Jays. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is SiriusXM NFL Radio.
This is Rich Gannon from the SiriusXM Blitz. Week 4 is here, and we have a matchup of MVP quarterbacks when the Ravens and Lamar Jackson take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And Micah Parsons makes his return to Dallas as a member of the Green Bay Packers.
Micah Parsons registers the...
Let's go Blue Jays! Let's go Blue Jays! What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon for the Blue Jays and the Rays. Please make sure to take a second and hit that like button so we can get more baseball fans here in the chat, chatting it up, cheering on our Toronto Blue Jays. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning during the Manchester United game, and make sure you're with us tonight for the Leafs game against the Canadiens. We appreciate you all hanging out with us. The support is amazing, and thank you for being here. Now let's get back to the baseball. Come on, Blue Jays. We've got to get the win today. We've got to keep pace with the Yankees and win out to win the AL East. We'll see you back in the chat.
On all the news. We'll bring you the front office perspective as the season heats up. Front office with Jim Duquette and Jim Bowden, Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
The Ryder Cup is on SiriusXM. Coverage continues from Bethpage Black Golf Course on Channel 92 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
And the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Nathan Lucas leading it off for the Blue Jays. Bottom of the third at Rogers Center. 3-0 Toronto. The pitch from Joe Boyle. Called a strike, 0-1. Welcome to the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Boyle, the righty, with an 0-1. Outside. Joe Ali, our host today. Nick Blackmore, our producer. Christian Chiniti, Tom Young, our technical directors. Joe Ali and Julia Kreutz will have Blue Jays talk after the game as Lucas bends down and hits the 1-1 foul, 1-2. Lucas Guerrero Barger this inning for the Blue Jays. Erratic righty with great stuff. Joe Boyle is set. And the 1-2. High. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A miss at 98.
It's erratic stuff, but he's got fantastic stuff. Just electric, especially that fastball.
Third organization for Boyle. Drafted as a Cincinnati Red. 2-2. Outside ball 3. Now, I was in the Midwest League when Boyle was a Dayton Dragon. I was broadcasting for the Fort Wayne Tin Caps. They had him and Ellie De La Cruz on the same high A team. I was like, the Reds are going to win the World Series in 2 years. 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Dropped a slider on the outside edge. A bit of a spinner, but I do think it hit the zone, and Lucas goes down, 1 out.
Nathan Lucas actually thought that was ball 4. He threw his bat back to the dugout as Phil Cuzzy, the home plate umpire, was calling that a strike. Not very thrilled right now as he enters that dugout.
Your base level with Boyle so far is probably thinking it was a miss because he's been all over the place. His pitch down to Vlad. Inside ball 1. Well, Boyle's had great stuff since day 1, but he's been dealt a couple of times because no one has quite harnessed it yet into being a consistent pitcher. 1-0. Called strike. Traded first to the A's and then to the Rays this offseason in the deal that sent Jeffrey Springs the other way. In the minors this year, they've really figured it out for Boyle. 1-1. Vladdy hits it on the ground to third. Backhanded knee high by Caminero. He'll toss over to first, and 2 quick outs in the bottom of the third. Minors this year for Boyle, 18 games, 17 starts, 1.88 ERA. Best strikeout guy in AAA this year. It's the best AAA strikeout artist for the Rays and the best strikeout artist at all levels in the minors in Trey Yesavage, facing off against each other at Rogers Center today. Pitch to Addison Barger with 2 outs. Big rip and a miss. 0-1. 3-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the third. Barger singled and scored last inning. 0-1 pitch. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. On the ground right side, a chopper that takes a high bounce right into the lap of Brandon Lau. He throws to first, and that will do it for the third inning. 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third for Joe Boyle. 3-0 Blue Jays as we go to the fourth. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
It's week 4 in the NFL, and whether you're winless or undefeated, a championship is still in reach. And the experts of Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio are passing out winning strategies.
I'm telling you, do not bench Ashton Genty. Not this week.
From the latest injury news to lineup decisions,
I'm excited for Jackson Dart, but not starting him yet.
Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help on Sirius XM Channel 87 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
Hey there, baseball fans. Conan O'Brien here to let you know that every Monday you can check out a new episode of my podcast, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. Each week, listen as I'm joined by some of the people I enjoy most. Perhaps we find some real friendships. Usually not. They don't stick around long. But we have a blast here. I play some of my favorite moments from my many decades in late night, my podcast, and a bunch of other great shows. That's Conan O'Brien Radio, Channel 104, here on Sirius XM.
In season or out of season, the #1 place for college sports is SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
And the Sportsnet Radio Network.
3-0 Blue Jays. Welcome back to Rogers Center for the top of the fourth inning. Trey Yesavage to Christopher Morel, and the first pitch is just low. Check swing by Morel. Ball 1. Alongside Chris LaRue, I'm Ben Schulman. 3 scoreless so far for Yesavage. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Big hack by the uber-aggressive Morel. 1-1. Yesavage has pitched scoreless in 3 innings despite an error and the tough luck of 2 infield hits. 1-1 pitch. Fouled back 1-2. And some of the hardest contact against him today was probably Morel back in the second, who lined out to right field. But for the most part, Yesavage has avoided the barrel of the Rays bats.
Yeah, he's been locked in. Game plan's a little bit different than the first time he faced them, but he's been locked in.
1-2. Check swing, pitch in the dirt, peel down to first. No swings, just Dan Bellino. And although it's his 3rd start now, not his first, talked to Trey a couple days ago, there's still mentally, emotionally hurdles to clear here. His first start at home. 2-2. Lined out to left field, moving in. Schneider crouches down to make the catch. More hard contact there from Morel, but he was a little out and around it, and there's 1 out.
Well, I think the obvious hurdle is the pressure of this particular ball game. He knows the Yankees have won their game, so there's a lot more pressure on him now. And then obviously the 43,000 Blue Jays fans that weren't in Kansas City and they weren't in Tampa Bay.
Does he know the Yankees won their game? Do you think they tell him that?
Yeah, why not?
Jake Mangum up in the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Well, because of the aforementioned pressure. Maybe you don't. Although he can see it on the out-of-town scoreboard in left field. On the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, the Yankees did beat the Orioles today 6-1. 0-1 pitch. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Blue Jays up 3-0 on the Rays. Top of the 4th inning. Jake Mangum, a switch hitter, batting left. Up with 1 out and the bases empty. Barger plays in on the turf at third. 1-1 pitch. Line shot foul 1-2. This fourth inning is presented by Bet365. At Bet365, you can bet on popular markets like hits, home runs, and total bases. Download the app and find out why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. Now Mangum will ask for time. So in talking with Trey, your first start, heart's pumping. You're in the big leagues. That's going to be a bit nervy. And then he went to Kansas City, and now he's looking up at 40-plus thousand people. That was another hurdle to clear. 1-2. Hit away, foul. Still a ball and 2 strikes. And this was a couple days ago. I was talking to him, so the exact implications of this game, we didn't know them yet. But he said, now it's at home. KC wasn't really in a playoff race. This will be a louder environment. Here's 1-2. On the ground, right side. Long run, Clement gets there, picks it up ankle high, and throws on the run to first to get Mangum. A lot of speed for Mangum. I think that's a tougher play than many might realize for Ernie Clement. 2 down.
Yeah, especially throwing across his body. He was running towards the right field, the foul territory fans there, and he had to reach back, throw across his body, throw a strike to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Really tough play for any second baseman.
2 outs, Nick Fortes up in the pitch. Called strike 0-1. So all of these environmental factors potentially weighing down on a 22-year-old Yesavage, and he has responded with 3 2/3 scoreless so far. Bases empty as he offers the 0-1 to Fortes, who fouls it off the mask of Kirk. Back into the netting behind home plate, 0-2.
I had a couple of people ask me in the last 24 hours, how do you think Yesavage is going to pitch? How do you think he's going to respond to the pressure? And I would just say I have no idea. I really don't.
0-2 in the dirt, ball 1.
Does he have great stuff? Sure. Has he pitched two games in the big leagues already? Yes. But this is a completely different atmosphere. Like you mentioned, at home, 43,000 fans, a ton of pressure, but he's really pitching well so far.
Trying to get out of the top of the 4th. Yesavage's 1-2 is grounded foul into the front fence of the third base dugout. Top of the plate by the right-handed hitting catcher Fortes. 3-0 Blue Jays. Top of the 4th inning. Yesavage winds, kicks and offers. And the pitch is hit on the ground up the middle. Long run. Andres Gimenez glove spins, throws to first. Dug out by Vlad, but it's not in time. Infield hit from Nick Fortes, which ruins what was a pretty defensive play from the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and just more weak contact from the Tampa Bay Rays. A fantastic play up the middle. I thought they might have got him. We're seeing the replay. Fortes got in there, but a great play from Jimenez over there in center field. And another good pitch from Trey Yesavage.
So the 4th hit of the game for the Rays, only one of those 4 hits has left or gotten beyond the infielders, I should say, because sometimes they've been gloved on the turf, but still by infielders, including the Carson Williams infield hit that came in the 3rd. Williams up now, and the pitch. On the ground is short, right at Jimenez. Takes a step to the right, gloves, throws to second to end the top of the 4th inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left for the Rays. 3-0 Blue Jays, middle of 4. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca in the Sportsnet Radio Network.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama. Made precisely for you.
Your business runs 24/7. But what happens when your loading dock grinds to a halt? Get back in business fast with Bagley Overhead Doors and Docks. Your overhead door problem is our problem, and we're good at fixing problems. Repairing your overhead door, dock, or have truck restraints that require service? No problem. We also offer preventative maintenance inspections to eliminate the chaos and expense of unplanned emergencies. Bagley Overhead Doors and Docks, trusted for over 60 years. Visit BagleyOverheadDoors.com today.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. 365 must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike three. How about 99 right down the middle? Beats Manzardo.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. It's the bottom of the fourth inning, and the Blue Jays lead 3-0 in this second to last game of the season. A reminder of the stakes. The Yankees already winning 6-1 today on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. So the Blue Jays need to win to continue being the top team in the AL East. Joe Boyle's first pitch of the bottom of the fourth misses high to Davis Schneider. Boyle walked Schneider in the second in that 3-run inning for the Blue Jays. 1-0 pitch. Down and away, 2 balls, no strikes.
Good patience from Davis Schneider again.
Right knee bent for Schneider. Waits on the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Chased 98 in off the plate. A rare chase for him. 2-1. Davis asks for time and steps back in. Tap of the dirt in front of his feet. Spins the bat twice and looks out to Boyle. 2-1. Lifted foul back behind the plate. 98 upper middle of the zone. 2-2. Some of the loudest games that Davis Schneider and many of the Blue Jays have played in these last couple days. 2-2. High ball 3. Talking with Davis after the Varsho Grand Slam game, so before yesterday's game, he had said that that was probably the loudest Rogers Center has been in his career. 3-2 pitch. Fouled right back. Davis had been up in 2023 when the Blue Jays were making the run toward the playoffs, but they weren't making a run toward the division, he had mentioned it, so it was just a little bit different of an environment around the team. 3-2 again. Down and away, ball 4. 2 walks for Schneider in 2 plate appearances. He's on here to start the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, and that was an easy take, too. That was a ball out of the hand of Joe Boyle. So an easy take for Davis Schneider. Like you said, another good at-bat, another walk, and more importantly, the leadoff runner is on with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth.
It's the 3rd time in 4 innings Boyle has allowed the leadoff hitter to reach. Dalton Varsho up. Boyle's pitch home. Down and in, almost hit Varsho in the foot, who had fancy feet to get out of the way of that one. Ball 1. Phil Cuzzi gave Varsho an extra second before resetting the pitch clock. Left-handed hitter stands in now, looking to Boyle. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 98 right on the corner. And you see basically in 2 pitches what Joe Boyle is. Yanks one at the feet of Varsho and then delivers the perfect pitch.
Yeah, he hasn't located all that well in this ball game, but when he does, he's essentially unhittable.
Righties 1-1. On the ground right side, backhanded by Aranda at first. He throws to second for 1. Throwback to first to Boyle in time for a very pretty 3-6-1 double play. 2 outs with the bases empty. And credit to the 6'8" starter for getting over there and finding the bat.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, but it's really difficult for a pitcher to be running over to first base and trying to find that ball that's being thrown by the shortstop, and then you're looking down at the same time trying to find the first base bag. A really nice job from him.
Blue Jays, though, trying to get the attention of the umps. John Schneider has been putting his hands on his ears for a challenge. No one was looking at him, and we'll see now if they can get this challenge off. Dan Bellino and Phil Cuzzi talking with Schneider. They will give him the challenge. I believe what they're reviewing is the play at first. We'll take a listen.
Toronto is challenging the out call at second base. The previous play is under review.
Pardon me, it's the out at second. So let's take a look again if we can get a replay from the Sportsnet television broadcaster on the big screen. It was Carson Williams over at second. Did he come off the bag to catch the ball? He might have. It's real close.
So it is close, and I think it's too close to overturn. We're seeing the replay now. I mean, the crowd obviously wants this to be overturned, but I think it's going to stand, and I think there's going to be 2 outs in this inning.
Now, because we have such a terrible record with calling these, can I ask you to see a second replay look before you make your call? Because we are way in the hole. On that first look we saw, I agree with you, it would be too close. But we've only seen one angle right now. You have to imagine New York is looking at more than one angle.
So I guess that my only thought is the call on the field is out. And as we've seen, there has to be definitive evidence, obvious evidence for them to overturn that. Do I think he could possibly be safe at second base? Sure. Is the evidence clear enough for them to overturn? Maybe not.
On the one angle, though.
Right.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The runner is out.
Well, I'm hoping New York had more angles than that, but yeah, you end up being absolutely right. They did not have enough to confirm it, nor to overturn it, so the call on the field stands.
So does that make my record over 500 or still under 500 for the year?
Well, first of all, it's a team record, right. And we are way below 500. 2 outs, Alejandro Kirk up with the bases empty and a first pitch strike. Slider right down the middle. It's 0-1. 3-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the 4th. Boyle rocks and offers. Swing and a miss. Again, on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, the Yankees defeated the Orioles 6-1 today. So the Blue Jays need a win to keep pace. 0-2. Up and in. Kirk leans back out of the way of 99. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boyle sets just above his belt. 6'8" righty offers home. Outside, check swing by Kirk. 2-2. Sun's come back out. Only streaky clouds in the sky now as the entire right side of the diamond, including in the outfield, is bright and sunny. Shade on the left side of the field. 2-2. Down and away, ball 3. Ball out of the hand there with a splitter. Kirk never moved on the take. Kirk's 0 for 1 with a lineout. 2 outs in the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kirk goes down swinging, and that will do it for the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 Blue Jays going to the 5th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, it's Katie Nolan, your friend, favorite podcaster, and now Mad Dog Sports Radio host. That's right, I have a radio show now. It's fan service weekdays from noon to 1 Eastern. It's your sports fan hotline, a show for the fans and a place for you. Sports fandom is complex and emotional, and now we have a place to come together and talk about all of it. It's fan service with me, Katie Nolan, on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, and on the Sirius XM app.
Are you ready? Wrestling fans, you asked for it? You got it. Introducing Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, an all-new channel on Sirius XM dedicated to the squared circle.
This right here is the future of wrestling.
Catch interviews with the top stars and the biggest names breaking down WWE, AEW, TNA, and everything in between daily. Listen to Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, channel 156, and on the Sirius XM app.
Ryder Cup moments on Sirius XM.
In 2023, the United States Ryder Cup team was riding high after a record-setting victory in Wisconsin 2 years prior. But in Rome, the script was flipped. Europe swept Friday morning, lost only 1 session, never trailed, and cruised to a 5-point victory.
Europe wins the Ryder Cup back here in Italy.
Listen to Ryder Cup Radio all week long on Channel 92 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
Fantasy football players, from start-sit decisions to waiver wire advice. Win your fantasy football league with Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the Sirius XM app.
And the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. It's the 5th inning in downtown Toronto, and the Blue Jays, because of their 3-run second, still holding on to a 3-0 lead. Leading off for the Rays is their top of the order hitter, Chandler Simpson. Phil Cuzzy jotting something down, although I don't see a defensive substitution for the Blue Jays. Now the home plate ump slips his mask on, and Trey Yesavage is ready on the hill. Right on left the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big whiff by Simpson on his slider. Yesavage ahead of him 0-1 and still filling up the zone. 53 strikes and 76 pitches. Next pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So he's thrown 77 pitches now in the ball game. In his last start, he threw 76, and in his first start, he threw 69.
Third time through the 1-1. High 2-1. There's no action in left field. I think they're giving him a bit longer of a leash this time, especially with the way he's looking right now. Why not? The 2-1. Inside ball 3. Yesavage winds and delivers, and the pitch is slapped down the left field line, base hit. Racing toward the line, Schneider slides to block it. Simpson already into second, helmetless as he stands there with a leadoff double.
I mean, that's what he wants to do. He wants to slap that ball the other way. Unfortunately, Addison Barger couldn't come up with that hard ground ball. But that's a big leadoff base hit for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Tough thing for Barger is you have him playing in because Simpson can bunt for a hit. So then he's about 75, 80 feet away as that ball is ripped right back at him. He dove for it toward the line, but couldn't knock it down. Simpson on with a double, his 15th double of the season, and Jonathan Aranda, pardon me, a new hitter in for Yanni Diaz is Bob Seymour. First pitch called a strike, 0-1. Yanni Diaz, the DH today, taken out after 2 at-bats 2 days ago. He left a Rays game with some right groin soreness. Kind of surprised he's played in this series at all. 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Needless to say, considering the stature of Yanni Diaz, that is a big blow to the Rays lineup. Seymour, a rookie, big left-handed hitter, down in the count 0-2, and the pitch is lifted out to right field. Moving to right center, Lucas makes the catch. Simpson tagging. He'll go to third. Lucas's throw on the fly is a good one, and he tagged him as Simpson off the bag. He's out! Barger with the tag, keeping it on Simpson. Double playing an outfield assist for Nathan Lucas.
You have to give Nathan Lucas a ton of credit. With Chandler Simpson going from second to third on that fly ball, a lot of right fielders would have just thrown that ball to second base, get it into the infield, and assume that they have no chance to get Chandler Simpson. Nathan Lucas threw a strike to third base, and Chandler Simpson came off the bag. What a play for Nathan Lucas, and a good job from Addison Barger keeping that tag on Chandler Simpson.
2 out, spaces empty, and the pitch to Brandon Lau. Hit back foul, 0-1. That was a crazy play. Simpson overslid the bag. Barger went to tag his foot, and as he slapped the tag down, the ball popped out of his glove. Barger grabbed it with his right hand, his bare hand, and slapped the tag on him with his bare hand to get the speedy Simpson. Now the 0-1 pitch in the dirt.
And just to put things in perspective, I was surprised that Nathan Lucas threw that ball to third base. I thought he would just get it into the infield, kind of expect Chandler Simpson to take third base, but what a throw from him.
1-1 pitch. Called strike, 1-2. Worth noting, Simpson overslid third against the Jays in Tampa Bay on a steal attempt. So he is really fast, but sometimes almost too fast. And now with 2 outs and the bases empty, Yesavage is looking to finish off the top of the 5th. His 1-2 to Brandon Lau. Low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That great play from right field to third already energized this big crowd, and they are ready to explode. 3-0 Blue Jays, top of the 5th. The 2-2 in the dirt, ball 3. Yesavage brings his hands together in front of his face. Into the wind. Payoff pitch. High ball 4. A walk to Lau. And that will continue this top of the 5th.
89 pitches now for Yesavage. It looks like Yariel Rodriguez is getting loose down there in that Blue Jays bullpen. I'm assuming this might be the last batter for Trey Yesavage. Like we talked about, this is by far the most pitches he's thrown in the big leagues.
And a huge game with the Yankees winning 6-1 today on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. The Blue Jays need to win. Pitch to Junior Caminero is low ball 1. Mathematically, they don't need to win. There's, a scenario where the Blue Jays lose today, but then they win tomorrow and the Yankees lose tomorrow. But the Blue Jays cannot count on the Yankees losing right now. 1-0 pitch to Caminero. Check swing. Pitch called inside. Had the zone, and I thought he swung. It's 2-0. Somehow that's a ball.
Alejandro Kirk just didn't do a very good job of catching that baseball. Made it look worse than it was.
2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Caminero chasing a pitch in the dirt, then holding his swing finish like a golf swing. 2-1. Still 3-0 Blue Jays. A lot of it due to the 9th outfield assist of the year for Nathan Lucas. 2 outs and Lau on first. The 2-1 to Caminero. Called strike. Just grabbed a piece of the outside edge, and Kirk ripping it back into the zone that time. 2-2.
Great frame job. Made up for that previous one.
Caminero asks for time but doesn't leave the box. Open stance right side for the power hitter with 45 homers. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 scoreless from Trey Yesavage, and the Blue Jays take a 3-0 lead into the middle of the 5th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 on Sirius XM Channel 156 is the destination for wrestling conversation.
Wrestling is a passion. Wrestling is an obsession.
And on Off the Ropes, Jonathan Coachman brings you inside the ring with legends like WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry.
That's what I do!
It's Off the Ropes, weekdays at 2 Eastern on the all-new Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, Channel 156 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
Basketball is back.
We're talking here with Anthony Edwards.
Every time I get to step on the floor, I feel like it's my first game again.
From the hardwood to the headlines, we're bringing you inside access to every NBA team with exclusive interviews and analysis.
Joined by the one and only Steph Curry.
We understand we're working towards something bigger.
NBA Radio season preview shows begin Monday night at 7 and 8 Eastern. Only on NBA Radio, Channel 86 and the Sirius XM app.
The Sunday Drive is your home for the 2025 regular season. Touchdown! This is Steve Torrey. Join me and Bill Lekkus every Sunday at noon Eastern for the NFL Sunday Drive. We take you live to every game, every touchdown, and every key moment.
How good is that?
Plus reporters from every game, fantasy updates, and guests live from the locker room.
Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels joining us.
Catch the NFL Sunday Drive every Sunday at noon Eastern on NFL Radio, Channel 88, and the Sirius XM app.
24/7, 365 coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Real life. Second to last game of the year, and the Blue Jays on top of the Rays right now. 3-0 Toronto. Bottom of the 5th begins with Joe Boyle dealing to Ernie Clement. First pitch high, ball 1. Thanks for tuning in today. Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Boyle's set and the 1-0. Clement half swing, liner hit to left field and down for a base hit. Soft line by Ernie Clement on a real interesting swing, but either way, he's 2 for 2.
And I wouldn't be surprised here if Andres Jimenez bunts him over to second base, especially with George Springer standing in that on-deck circle.
Jimenez with a first pitch single in the second drove in Clement that inning. Comes up now with no outs and Clement on first. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Junior Caminero is playing in at third base. Everyone else back and shifted toward first base. The 0-1. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, the Yankees won 6-1 today over the Orioles. The Blue Jays technically a half game behind. 1-1. Fouled back 1-2. A win in this game would mean the Blue Jays go into tomorrow in a win and win the division scenario. A loss in this game would put their AL East bid in huge jeopardy going into the final day. Up 3-0 right now, bottom of the 5th. Boyle kicks and delivers. And the pitch is hit off the fist. A looper to shallow right, going out loud, coming in Mangum, and it'll be Mangum, the right fielder, who makes the catch in a jog. 1 out. Elsewhere on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, a lot of clinching scenarios today, be it for the playoffs or for different spots within them. Guardians can clinch a postseason berth today with a win over Texas or an Astros loss against the Angels. An Astros loss would help out a lot of teams. First pitch to George Springer. Swing and a miss by the former Astro. It's 0-1. Tigers can clinch a postseason berth with a win at Boston or an Astros loss. And the Guardians can clinch the division over the Tigers if the Guardians win and the Tigers lose to the Red Sox. 0-1 pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. A little bit after the Blue Jays game wrapped up last night, Boston did punch their ticket to the postseason with a comeback win over Detroit. 1-1. Grounded foul. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Clement taking his lead off first with 1 out. He's held on by Jonathan Aranda. 1-2 to George Springer. Check swing liner foul off the netting and toward the first base dugout. Keeps Springer alive.
I know that Joe Boyle can be erratic with his pitches, but every single pitch he throws has all kinds of movement on it. That last pitch was a split finger at 93 miles an hour.
The 1-2 outside. There's a fastball at 99. The scary thing, I think, if you're a team that might face Boyle for the next 4 or 5 years. So even if it doesn't work out as a starter, he's throwing 99 as a starter. How hard would he throw as a closer? Is he averaging 102?
Well, he has to throw strikes as a closer.
2-2 pitch. Hit foul off to the right. But you'll usually see, I mean, a guy can race 4 to 5 miles an hour on average move to the pen, and Boyle's already sitting 99. He kicks and delivers, and Springer hits it high in the air. Medium depth right center. Coming in, shielding his eyes from the sun, Mangum crouched over to make the catch. There's just a little streak of sun in right center, but Mangum fought it off. He secures it. There's 2 outs, and Clement still on first.
It seemed like Jake Mangum had a tough time with that sun. Like you said, really fighting it. He was blocking the sun with that glove. Obviously, he secured it for the second out of the inning, but a tough play over there in right field.
Nathan Lucas back up to the plate. 0 for 2 strikeouts. First pitch, Clement takes off. Got such a good jump that on the called strike, Fortes never popped up to throw down. Stolen base for Ernie is his 6th of the year. And an 0-1 count now on Lucas with Clement in scoring position. Boyle sets. And the 0-1 inside. Blue Jays haven't scored since the 2nd inning. Would love to add here to their 3-0 lead. A single to the outfield should knock in Clement. 1-1 outside, ball 2. Lucas with 64 RBIs on the season. 4 for 10 over his last 3 games. 3 extra base hits. 2-1 pitch. Hit through the left side, a base hit into left field. Clement gets the wave. Burrell picks it up and tosses it into second. Ernie in to score. 4-0 Blue Jays on the 65th RBI of the year for Nathan Lucas.
He's just so good at going the other way, finding a way to turn tough pitches into singles, scoring Ernie Clement from second base. How big was that stolen base? Taking the extra base with 2 outs in the inning, you get into scoring position, and you allow Nathan Lucas to drive you in. So smart, such a good approach from Nathan Lucas.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. up now with Lucas on first in the pitch. Inside, ball 1. One day I'll understand what information is telling teams to shift toward the pull side for Nathan Lucas. But I can't understand it right now because all he does is exploit that shift going the other way. 1-0 pitch. Vlad takes it inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Guerrero kicking away some dirt in the box. Probably about time to see him get big here. 2-0 count. Blue Jays have a 4-0 lead. They're trying to add as it looks like the start of Trey Yesavage is over. He got handshakes in the dugout. Yariel Rodriguez loosening up in left. Boyle set. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. He did get big, but he chased the pitch well inside. 2-1.
Yeah, it's okay to get big. I wouldn't mind seeing Vlad get big either, but you still have to be smart up there and swing at pitches that you can square up.
The 2-1. Called a ball, had all sorts of the strike zone, but it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Likely Joe Boyle's start coming to a close soon. He's at 90 pitches. 4-0 Blue Jays and his 3-1. Swing and a miss. Vladdy loses his thumb protector out in front of the slider down the middle. It's 3-2.
We just haven't seen that confident body language from Vlad in at least 2 weeks. He just looks lost up there.
Lucas will be off on the pitch. Full count in 2 outs. Here it comes from Boyle. And it's poked on the ground up the middle. Williams at short has it. Throws over to first. That does it for the bottom of the 5th. Blue Jays score a run on 2 hits and lead 4-0 going to the 6th inning. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Protect your waste and recycling equipment from costly repairs. With a custom maintenance plan, optimize your waste system performance and longevity with Metro Compactor Service. They've got you covered coast to coast with the largest service fleet in Canada. Their innovative iSmart technology can remotely diagnose, troubleshoot, and monitor equipment health in real time. For on-demand or proactive service, sales, rentals, and extended warranties for all your waste equipment, visit metrocompactor.com. metrocompactor.com.
Wake me up when we make the playoffs.
Wake up, Canada. We made it. At Endy, we know greatness starts with a great rest. That's the beauty of sleep. It fuels focus and sharpens performance. It's how Endy helps all Canadians rise to shine. Endy mattresses are proudly made in Canada. And right now, take $150 off for a limited time. Shop now at Endy.com. Terms and conditions apply. Bingo!
Celebrate a win for your community at a charitable bingo and gaming center. Each game you play has a real-world impact on thousands of Ontario charities facing challenges such as food insecurity, educational needs, and rehabilitation. So come choose from a wide variety of entertainment options. And remember, when you play, local charities win. See how we play. Visit charitablegaming.ca. Please play responsibly.
Charitable Gaming. Community good.
High fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. 10 punch-outs for Gausman.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Blue Jays 4, Rays nothing. Top of the 6th inning and the start of Trey Yesavage is over. It's a pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Yariel Rodriguez is on for Toronto. The Cuban right-hander enters in the 6th to face Jonathan Aranda, Christopher Morel, and Jake Mangum, trying to maintain this 4-0 Blue Jay advantage. For Rodriguez, his 66th appearance of the season, exactly a 3 ERA as he offers to Jonathan Aranda. It's a first pitch strike, 0-1. '72 innings this year for Rodriguez. Long look in and the 0-1. Inside at 95. Velo's been a little bit erratic over the last couple weeks, but the results have actually been mostly solid for Yariel after a midseason blip. He's gotten it back under control here in the back half of the year. 1-1 pitch. Low, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yariel had a tough August. He had an ERA almost 8 in 11 ball games, but he's really figured it out. Like you said, the fastball velocity a little bit up and down, but that ERA is a .96 in 8 ball games in September.
His 2-1 just outside, ball 3. Missed with the slider there did Rodriguez. He also features a 4-seam fastball, a 2-seamer that he might call a sinker, and then a splitter as well. Aranda 0 for 2, 2 Ks. 3-1 pitch. Hit high and deep left center. Varsho sprinting back toward the warning track, looking up at the wall. That ball is gone. Second homer in as many days for Jonathan Aranda, and he has the Rays on the board. It's 3-1 for the Blue Jays in the top of the 6th. Pardon me, 4-1 in the top of the 6th inning.
Well, when you fall behind 3-1 to a guy like Jonathan Aranda, that happens a lot of the time. What a swing from him. He got that elevated heater and a fastball count, and he just hammered it the other way about 3 or 4 rows deep, just beyond that big fence out in left center. Like you said, 2 home runs now in this series, and I mean, he's a fantastic hitter.
He really is. He's really punished the Blue Jays in his career, and he hasn't missed a beat despite being out since late July. First pitch to Christopher Morel, might have had the zone, but he missed the spot by a lot. It's called high, ball 1. Morel 0 for 2, a pair of lineouts. Former Cub faces a 1-0. Up and in, 2 balls and no strikes. For Trey Yesavage, the start today, 5 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Next pitch. Inside, ball 3. Yesavage leaves in line for the win. However, a lot of outs still remaining. Yariel Rodriguez shaky out of the gates here. Gave up the homer. Now is behind Morel 3-0. Righty's pitch. Called strike.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see some movement down there in that Blue Jays bullpen.
Mason Fluharty already up for the Blue Jays and throwing. The 3-1. Inside, ball 4. Big miss with a fastball. Rodriguez issues a walk.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. Actually, almost hit Christopher Morel in the ankle. He had to jump out of the way, but not the way you wanted to start this outing for Yariel Rodriguez. Already given up that solo home run, and now you walk the next guy with nobody out.
Fluharty continues to warm, and Pete Walker and translator Tito LeBron go out to the mound to talk with Yariel Rodriguez. As they discuss, we can go to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out of town scoreboard. Boston Red Sox hosting the Detroit Tigers. These games could impact the Blue Jays, whether they end up in the wild card or in a divisional series as their first round. Red Sox are leading the Tigers 1-0. Nick Sogard with a second inning RBI single scored Cedon Rafael, and the Red Sox leading the Tigers after beating Detroit last night. Tigers team that's trying to avoid a historical collapse in terms of giving up their division. And they're in some trouble. If they lose this game, Cleveland could win and take the division after the Tigers at one point held a lead of over 15 games in the AL Central. Out of town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Top of the 6th in Toronto. 4-1 Blue Jays, and the pitch to Jake Mangum. Called strike. Rodriguez with a splitter gets into the zone. He gets ahead 0-1. Third baseman Barger plays in with the speed of Mangum. Vladdy maybe a step in from first. 0-1. Check swing, pitch in the dirt, appeal to third. He did go, says Tony Randazzo, raising his right fist up to call strike 2.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see another one of those. He's already thrown 2 good split fingers. Seems like Jake Mangum is uncomfortable with that pitch.
Rodriguez from the first base side of the rubber shrugs his shoulders and sets. The 2-strike pitch. On the ground, left side of the infield. Barger, underhand, flips to second one. Clement slings to first, not in time, but they get the lead runner to make it a fielder's choice. Mangum replaces Morel at first, and there's one out. They did go back to the splitter again, by the way. You were all over it.
Yeah, Jake Mangum, obviously not a double play, not a great double play candidate. He has a ton of speed. Probably don't even need to throw this if you're Ernie Clement. He was chuckling to himself.
We'll give him credit, though, due to the defensive shift. Long run to second for Clement, and he got there in time. Pitch now to Nick Fortes. Swing and a miss. Wild hack there. Slider had him out in front. But just to return to that last play, because they were shifting so far to the first base side, usually Barger would flip to the shortstop, Andres Jimenez, but Jimenez went after the grounder as well. So Ernie had to cover. 0-1. Swing and a miss again. 2 sliders, 2 big whiffs. Do you stay right there for the third pitch with Fortes or mix it up?
Well, I think that if you're going to stay with that slider, you have to throw it out of the strike zone. You don't want that thing in the strike zone, especially with that big hole on the right side and a 2-strike approach. He's probably trying to go the other way. Have to get that thing in the dirt.
Mangum on first, 1 out. Rodriguez unleashes an 0-2. Swing and a foul tip. Strike 3. They went to the slider away, and a 3-pitch strikeout of Fortes. 2 outs as Rodriguez has really started to take more control in this inning.
Really starting to pitch. You don't really see 3 split fingers in a row. You don't really see 3 sliders in a row. It's interesting.
Top of the 6th, 2 down. Rays on the board this inning thanks to an Aranda home run. It's 4-1 Blue Jays. Pitch to Carson Williams. Swing and a miss. It's another slider from Yariel Rodriguez. And why not with a big looping swing of Williams, a guy who's got big power but is hitting 172 this year. 0-1. Called strike. Kirk probably bought one there for Rodriguez on another slider that appeared to miss low, but it's called a strike, so it's 0-2.
Ben, do you throw another one?
Why not? 6 in a row.
All right.
Just bury it. Mangum on first, 2 down. 4-1 Blue Jays, top of the 6th. And the 2-strike pitch. He did bury a slider, but it's taken by Williams. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fairly low-risk pitch.
Yeah, especially if you bounce it like that one.
Yeah. Wild pitch is almost worst-case scenario, and even that's not the end of the world. Rodriguez set, about to throw his 20th pitch of the inning. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Skipped in a slider again to strike out Williams. And after giving up the home run to start the inning, a nice recovery from Yariel Rodriguez. 4-1 Blue Jays, middle of the 6th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The Ryder Cup is on Sirius XM.
Tracking towards the hole, right of the center, arms raised, unbelievable.
Experience the drama and pressure of every swing.
The Ryder Cup is the most nerve-wracking, intense atmosphere that we can play in.
This is going to get to the cup, turning to the left. This match is going to go the distance.
You're really looking around at a team, and you really want to play well.
Hear coverage from Bethpage Black Golf Course right now. The Ryder Cup on Channel 92 in the car and the Sirius XM app.
Every night after the final out, the Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed, strike three and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances.
And a high drive, deep right center.
It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio every night on SiriusXM Channel 89 and every morning on the SiriusXM app.
Baseball is back. It's former General Manager Jim Duquette, and every Sunday on the front office, we have you covered on everything happening across Major League Baseball.
That's right, Duke. It's former Big League GM Jim Bowden. Injuries, extensions, promotions, demotions, and trades. We'll have you covered on all the news.
We'll bring you the front office perspective as the season heats up.
Front Office with Jim Duquette and Jim Bowden, Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
The Blue Jays are in flight, leading 3-0.
Blue Jays fans, this is Ross Atkins, and you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on Sirius XM.
And Radio Network.
Welcome back to downtown Toronto. The Blue Jays lead the Rays 4-1. Alongside Chris LaRue on Ben Schulman. Bottom of the 6th inning and a pitching change for Tampa Bay. Former Twin Griffin Jacks into the ball game for the Rays. He'll face off with Addison Barger in the bottom of the 6th. The kick and the pitch. High and outside at 97, ball 1. This pitching change is brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. 1-0. Barger checks his swing, takes a strike at the knees. Good cutter from Jacks, 1-1. Blue Jays know Jacks well. 1-1. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Right-hander faced them plenty as a Twin. They saw him in Tampa Bay in the recent series. But he pitched some big innings in that 2023 wildcard series for Minnesota. 2-1. Barger lines it straight away center. Simpson coming forward to make the catch. Just hit it right at him. Good wood from Barger, but 1 out.
He hit that right on the screws. Couldn't have hit it any better.
Barger goes to 1 for 3, but some more encouraging swings from him after being 1 for 24 over his previous 9. And now Davis Schneider will come up. On Griffin Jacks, his ERA in the low 4s, a bit of a down year for him after a huge season last year where his ERA was just above 2. Pitch to Schneider. Low ball 1, missed a hair low, also dropped by Fortes. For Jacks, he leads with his high 80s sweeper, but he'll throw a change of 4-seamer, a sinker, a cutter, every so often a curve. A guy who came up as a starter, so he's got a pretty deep mix. That might have actually broke the mid of Fortes, or at least something equipment-wise. He went over to the dugout to get it replaced. But yeah, I think that broke the mitt, that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It wasn't dropped, it went through the webbing. And I think that says much about Joe Boyle as it is about Griffin Jacks. Pumping in 100 today was Boyle. 1-0. Schneider fouls it off, 1-1.
Nick Fortes seemed like he was confused after that ball popped out of his glove, and I was wondering why. And then, like you said, it broke right through the webbing.
4-1 Blue Jays, 1-1 pitch. Schneider hits it on the ground left side under the glove of Caminero. Glove by Williams. Long throw to first is right on the money. What a play by Carson Williams from the left field turf. And there are 2 outs.
When that ground ball got past Junior Caminero, I thought there was no chance that they get Davis Schneider at first base. What a play in the hole on the left side of that infield, and a strong throw too to get Davis Schneider for the 2nd out.
Rays took a bit of a leap of faith when they let go of Ha-Seong Kim to give Williams more time at short. You can understand why when you see a play like that. 2 out, space is empty. The pitch to Dalton Varsho, way high, ball 1. Four to 1, the Blue Jays lead. Bottom of the 6th inning. 1-0 pitch. Varsho hits it high, shallow right center. Simpson chasing forward, makes the grab in the sunlight, And that does it for the 6th inning. 4-1 is the score in favor of Toronto. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Beat the rush. Protect your vehicle with Canada's #1 rust protection today. Find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Siding isn't just siding. It's your home's first impression and first line of defense. That's why pros reach for James Hardy, the name that built its reputation one rugged, good-looking board at a time. Engineered to stand up to Canada's wildest weather, designed to stand out on any street, and always priced right at Timbermart. So when the job calls for smart, strong, and sharp, you'll know what to do. Timbermart, Canada's building center.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama, made precisely for you.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Racing back Santander, leaps at the wall, and he made the catch.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
It's the 7th inning, brought to you by Shell V-Power Nitro Plus. Want more from your vehicle? Try Shell V-Power Nitro Plus, premium gasoline, fueling every drive with a fuel like no other. The Blue Jays hold a 4-1 lead over the Tampa Bay Rays, needing to win this game to keep the AL East division lead into the final game of the regular season tomorrow. Trying to keep that lead, the Blue Jays will make a pitching change. Lefty Justin Brule is in to face the top of the order. Left on left, he offers to Simpson, and the pitch is called a strike, 0-1. It'll be Simpson, Seymour, Lau, all 3 left-handed hitters this inning for the Rays. Corners are in, the 0-1. Up and in. Fastball misses at 89. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brule was brought up yesterday when the Blue Jays optioned Paxton Schultz. They wanted him because the Rays have a lot of lefties. 1-1. Up and in, ball 2. Brule part of that stay ready camp they have in Buffalo right now. Handful of guys still practicing despite the Bison season over. 2-1 on the ground right side. Long run, Clement. Gloves, quick transfer, toss to first to get the burner in Chandler Simpson, and there's 1 out.
We always see something new from Ernie Clement over there at second base, and this time it was a little flick of the wrist. I don't think we've seen that throw yet this season.
Patrick Mahomes underhanded from Clement. 1 out. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, he's always having fun over there.
He is. 1 out, Bob Seymour coming up to the plate. Got some news, by the way, on Seymour entering in for Yandy Diaz. First, though, the pitch. Sweeper, so much movement. Seymour backed out. It almost hit the zone, but it misses inside. Ball 1. Seymour into the game for Diaz. Diaz's removal non-injury related, according to Tampa Bay Times reporter Mark Topkin. 1-0 pitch, sweeper in there, called strike 1-1. And it is notable, Yandy Diaz entered this game hitting .299, went 1 for 2 to raise his average to .300. This is fairly common with teams playing out the string. Diaz now removed. They can keep him at .300 if they give him the day off tomorrow. 1-1 pitch, called a strike, 1-2. Justin Brule looking good so far. The Blue Jays pitching change to him, brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. 4-1, the Blue Jays lead the Rays. 1 out and the base is empty in the top of the 7th. Brule kicks and deals. Fouled away, still 1-2. Brule set at the belt, kicks and offers. Seymour swings and misses, strike 3. Big punch out on the sweeper for Justin Brule, 2 down.
Justin Brule's looked pretty good so far in this outing. A couple of quick outs here. Nice little sweeper there. We actually last saw Justin Brule on August 29th against the Brewers. Through 1 inning, gave up 3 hits and 2 earned runs.
Not a lot of experience in the big leagues this year, but experience over the last several seasons. Brule now offers to Brandon Lau. Swing and a miss on the first pitch.
He's had some pretty good moments this season. Obviously, he's given up his fair share of earned runs, but he's also had really, really solid moments.
Approaching 100 major league appearances career. His 0-1. On the ground foul, 0-2. This is his 93rd. Most of them were spent with the Dodgers. Brule trying to take us to the 7th inning stretch. Blue Jays up 4-1. 2 outs, bases empty, and an 0-2 count against Brandon Lau. Lefty Brule sets and nods. The kick and the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 punch outs in a 1-2-3 top of the 7th for Justin Brule, who walks off the mound to a well-deserved round of applause. 4-1 Blue Jays at Rogers Center, middle of the 7th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Your business runs 24/7, but what happens when your loading dock grinds to a halt? Get back in business fast with Bagley Overhead Doors and Docks. Your overhead door problem is our problem, and we're good at fixing problems. Repairing your overhead door, dock, or have truck restraints that require service? No problem. We also offer preventative maintenance inspections to eliminate the chaos and expense of unplanned emergencies. Bagley Overhead Doors and Docks, trusted for over 60 years. Visit BagleyOverheadDoors.com today.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama, made precisely for you.
Bingo!
Great games, good friends, and giving back. That's what charitable gaming's all about. At a charitable bingo and gaming center, your gameplay has a real-world impact on thousands of Ontario charities supporting causes such as counseling services, youth sports programs, and healthcare. So come and enjoy a wide variety of games. And remember, when you play, local charities win. See how we play. Visit charitablegaming.ca. Please play responsibly.
Charitable gaming. Community good.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
5 strikeouts in 4 scoreless innings for Eric Lauer.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership or the Sportsnet Radio Network. Bottom of the 7th, 4-1, the Blue Jays leading the Rays. New pitcher Garrett Clevenger to Alejandro Kirk, who crushes it to left field and gone! First pitch missile for Alejandro Kirk, and the Blue Jays lead it 5-1 in the bottom of the 7th.
Alejandro Kirk has needed that swing for a long time now, about a month. He's been going through it. He got the hanging slider from Clevenger, and he did not miss it. Kept that front shoulder in, caught it out front, hit that thing into the second deck. What a swing, what a moment for him.
A 432-foot homer for Kirk, his 13th of the year. Pitch now to Ernie Clement outside, ball 1. By the way, the pitching change to Clevenger Brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. 1-0 pitch. Fouled away to the right, 1-1. Kirk now up to 70 RBIs on the season as well. 1-1 to Ernie. Fillet towards shallow right field. Moving forward, Jake Mangum under it to make the catch. 1 out. Well, let's take a look at the baseball standings, brought to you by Bet365. With Bet365, you can watch thousands of live games, build your own bet, and you can even make a bet while the game's still being played. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. Blue Jays up 5-1, but technically trailing in the AL East right now because the Yankees have already gone final. First pitch to Andres Gimenez, he bunched through it, 0-1. With the Yankees win earlier today over the Orioles, they're 93-68. The Blue Jays are 92-68. Should the Blue Jays hang on to win this one, though, they have the tiebreaker, jump in front of New York again. 0-1 pitch outside and low. Red Sox 88-72, Rays 77-83, and the Orioles 75-86 on the Bet365 standings watch. 1-1. Gimenez pops it up foul, third base side. Caminero jogging over to the netting, watches it go into the 6th row of seats. It's 1-2. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gimenez goes down. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Still 5-1 Blue Jays. We welcome you to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside former Major League pitcher Chris LaRue, Show Ali, our host, Nick Blackmore, our producer, Christian Chiniti and Tom Young, our technical directors. George Springer up, and with 2 outs to the pitch is hit on the ground up the middle, a base hit into center field. First of the day for Springer. He's 1 for 3.
Clevenger's thrown a couple of hanging sliders so far in this inning. 1 for a home run and 1 for a base hit right there. Blue Jays going back to the basics, hitting mistakes. That's what they've been so good at this season. The last couple of games in this inning, they're doing just that.
5-1 lead for the Blue Jays. They've had a lot of trouble scoring against the Rays this year. It's one of their bigger offensive performances against Tampa Bay in the 2025 season. Pitch to Nathan Lucas. Line shot foul. 0-1. For reference, in 11 games against the Rays this year, Blue Jays have averaged 2.7 runs per game and hit only .207, despite being the best batting average team in baseball at .264 overall. Step and throw over to first. Springer back in there standing up. George was caught stealing for the first time in the season back in the first inning.
I would imagine he's not going anywhere, but you never know.
2 outs and Lucas at the plate. Springer on first, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Lucas lost a hand off the bat, now tucks it under his left armpit as he reassesses, adjusting his batting gloves with 2 strikes and taking a little practice swing outside of the box. 0-2 count, left on left, the pitch from Clevenger. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll do it for the bottom of the 7th. The Blue Jays with a run on 2 hits. A laser from Alejandro Kirk into the second deck in left field. And that home run makes it 5-1 Blue Jays headed to the 8th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Beginning Monday, September 29th, SiriusXM is giving away a pair of tickets to every MLB postseason game through the World Series. Listen to MLB Network Radio for the clues to be the first caller to correctly name the postseason hero. You'll receive a pair of tickets to an MLB postseason game. MLB Network Radio has your chance to win on SiriusXM 89 in the SiriusXM app. No transportation will be included in connection with
What's up, Blue Jays fans? Thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon for the Blue Jays and the Rays. Thanks for keeping it classy and chatting it up. Please let us know where you're watching from in the chat. And as well, check out some of our awesome video game content for EAFC 26. SOP True is live, playing for release day. The brand new game just released. Make sure to check out some of the old content. Follow True on TikTok at SOP True on TikTok for the best tips and tactics for EAFC 26. We appreciate you hanging out with us here, chatting it up, keeping it classy. Now let's go, Blue Jays. We've got to get the win. We've got to win this division. Come on, boys. Where are those bats? Let's go.
Leads for the best baseball coverage anywhere. Weekdays 3 to 6 Eastern. Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82.
The Sportsnet Radio Network.
Top of the 8th inning, 5-1. The Blue Jays leading the Rays at Rogers Center in the second to last game of the regular season. Appreciate you tuning in. Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is Chris LaRue. Into the game for the Blue Jays now in the 8th inning. Reliever Tommy Nance takes over. 30th appearance of the season for Nance, 2.05 ERA. Here's his pitch to junior Caminero. Breaking ball for strike one. Nance gets ahead. Saw Nance in the 8th inning yesterday in an even tighter game. Helped the Blue Jays to a 4-2 win. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Little chopper down the third baseline. Swinging bunt is going to be an infield hit for junior Caminero. By the time anyone got to it, Tommy Nance picking up the ball. Caminero was already across first. So he's on with a dribbling single.
And that's just frustrating for Tommy Nance. You make a good pitch to a very good hitter. You induce the soft contact, a little dribbler just in front of home plate. And unfortunately, he gets a single out of it.
Jonathan Aranda up now. His home run, the lone run in the game for the Rays. It's 5-1 Blue Jays, top of the 8th. The pitch. Called strike, 0-1. John Schneider told us Sir Anthony Dominguez is available today. They didn't use him yesterday in the 8th when they went to Nance, and now they're going back to Nance in the 8th again, albeit in a 4-run game. 0-1. On the ground toward first. Vladdy gloves, steps on first. Now they got Caminero hung up. He's on the infield turf already off the baseline in my mind. Vladdy throws to Jimenez, who tags him out. And there are 2 down. Guerrero with a wise, patient play at first, waiting out the runner Caminero. And a 3-6 double play.
Yeah, that wasn't the cleanest of pickles, but the Blue Jays got it done. But like you said, I'm pretty sure Junior Caminero was off the baseline almost as soon as that play started. He was on the infield grass. I'm assuming that he was out even before that started, but the umpire didn't make a call.
Yeah, before anyone was close to tagging him, he walked 5 feet forward. I don't totally understand that, but he also was definitely off the baseline. Either way, 2 out, spaces empty. Christopher Morel is up. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. The pitch. Called strike, 0-1. Big righty Nance rocks and deals. And it's down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Couple guys down in the Blue Jay pen today, and yet they have managed to still pitch well thus far. 1-1. Called a strike. Slider on the outside edge. 1-2. Pitching change to Tommy Nance, brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. 2 out, spaces empty. 5-1 for the Blue Jays. Nance set. Glove off his right cheek in the 1-2. Grounded foul through the legs of Kirk.
He just looks really confident out there, doesn't he? Big situation, low leverage situation. It doesn't matter. Tommy Nance fills up that strike zone, and he looks the exact same in either situation.
He's set again. And the pitch. Called strike 3. Slider on the outside edge. Gets Morel to end the top of the 8th. Blue Jays 5, Rays 1. Middle of the 8th inning in downtown Toronto. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Buck Martinez here to tell you about the huge Double XL three-topping pizza from Pizza Pizza, just $19.99. That's a whopping 18-inch three-topping thing of beauty for only $19.99. So hurry into Pizza Pizza today and bring a big appetite for a hot and fresh Double XL pizza. I'm loving this big voice. I may just call the game this way.
Go to pizzapizza.ca.
Protect your waste and recycling equipment from costly repairs. With a custom maintenance plan, optimize your waste system performance and longevity with Metro Compactor Service. They've got you covered coast to coast with the largest service fleet in Canada. Their innovative iSmart technology can remotely diagnose, troubleshoot, and monitor equipment health in real time. For on-demand or proactive service, sales, rentals, and extended warranties for all your waste equipment, visit metrocompactor.com. metrocompactor.com.
Bingo!
Celebrate a win for your community at a charitable bingo and gaming center. Each game you play has a real-world impact on thousands of Ontario charities facing challenges such as food insecurity, educational needs, and rehabilitation. So come choose from a wide variety of entertainment options. And remember, when you play, local charities win. See how we play. Visit charitablegaming.ca. Please play responsibly.
Charitable gaming, community good.
You know you make me wanna.
Hi, this is Ernie Clement, and you're listening to Toronto Blue Jays Baseball on Sportsnet Radio Network.
Don't forget to say you will.
Home half of the 8th about to begin in downtown Toronto. There's a pitching change, and it's brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Pete Fairbanks into the game for the Rays, usually their closer. This could be his last outing of the season. He comes in with the Blue Jays leading 5-1, bottom of the 8th inning. Fairbanks will face Vladimir Guerrero Jr. right on right. Fairbanks kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Vlad already in a funk, and how about this? Kevin Cash brings in his closer with the Rays down by 4 to face him the 4th time in this game. 0 for 3 day for Vlad, 3 groundouts. 0-1 pitch. Popped up foul, right side over the first base dugout into the seats. 0-2.
2 big hacks to start this at bat. I think that's a positive thing for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's been too unsure, too in between for too long now.
Oh-2 pitch, fouled back. 98 on the inner third. No time to think about that pitch. He had just had to let it go, and he spoiled it behind him. Fairbanks a 2.88 ERA on this season. This is his 61st appearance. 4-seamers, slider, changeup, and occasional cutter. Righties 0-2. Poked foul off the end of the bat. Vlad reaches across the plate. Pitch was a little outside a cutter, and he tapped it away.
Both Braden Fisher and Sir Anthony Dominguez are getting loose down there in that bullpen. I would imagine that if the Blue Jays score 1 or 2 runs, it would be Braden Fisher.
Sounds about right. Dominguez, if not. 0-2. Check swing. Called strike 3, or no, he went around on it, says home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy. Guerrero strikes out, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Looking ahead to that top of the ninth inning, whoever it is pitching for the Blue Jays, Fisher or Dominguez, it'll be the bottom third of the Rays order due up. Mangum, Fortes, and Williams set to hit for Tampa Bay. Addison Barger to the plate, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. 5-1 Blue Jays over the Rays. Fairbanks steals home. Low ball 1. Right-hander rocking back and forth, bleeding down the pitch clock. The 1-0 pitch fouled off, 1-1.
Big hack from Addison Barger. Tough fastball. What was that four-seam fastball at about 97 miles an hour, up and in at the hands. Can't do much with that pitch.
Another guy trying to get out of a funk. Does have a hit today. He's 1 for 3 in this game. The 1-1. Barger lifts it to left center and shallow. Going back, Williams charging forward, the left fielder Morrell with a two-handed squeeze above his head. And there are 2 outs.
I mean, you said it when Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was coming up to the plate, but it's tough to be in a funk, and then you see the closer coming in down 4 runs. It's almost like it's a joke at that point.
Right. You'd face a much different guy in this game for the Rays if we were in May or June or July or August, frankly. But in late September, Rays getting some guys some work right before the end of the year. Now Miles Straw hit for the first time in this game. He came in defensively for Davis Schneider in the 7th. First pitch fouled back. 0-1. The Blue Jays have hit all right in this series. 4 runs yesterday, 5 so far in this game. In general, though, tough to be in a funk and have the Rays come to town. Even in a down year, they're a tough team to hit against. 0-1 pitch. Called strike. And we'll leave most of this to Show and Julia for after the game. It's not like there's one guy in a funk. I know there's one guy getting all the attention, but there's about 5 guys in a funk right now, some of them coming out of it. 0-2 pitch. High ball 1. But for the Blue Jays, it's not about one guy or 2 guys. It's a collective effort. It can be anyone in any game, and that's what has them on top today. 5-1 over the Rays with 2 outs and the bases empty in the bottom of the 8th. Fairbanks 1-2 pitch to Miles Straw. Fouled off.
It's kind of how it's been all season, though.
Yep.
When Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is not coming through, and when Kirk isn't coming through, it'll be Straw, or it'll be Heineman, or it'll be Nathan Lucas, who continues to produce late into the season. It's just been an impressive performance from everybody, really, for the majority of the season.
1-2 pitch. Fouled back. Still 1-2. Blue Jays trying to keep pace with the Yankees after the Yankees win today. A win for Toronto would put them back on top of the AL East. 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. 97 on the outside edge. Fought off by Straw, who's really battling here, to his credit, with 2 outs and the bases empty in the bottom of the 8th. Fairbanks again with the 1-2, up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Straw ducking out of the way. Fairbanks did drill Samuel Basayo on the wrist, the Orioles catcher, in the last series, but Basayo thankfully was all right. 2-2. Down and in ball 3. That being said, Fairbanks actually very rarely hits batters, so not something that's been a trend for him. He has great stuff and often pinpoint location. Straw's battling here. He's seen 8 pitches to get it to a full count. 3-2 pitch. Straw pops it up. In between home and first, Aranda sprinting in, makes the grab in foul territory, and we go to the ninth. The Blue Jays lead the Rays 5-1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Willie Nelson here. Come on in.
The Willie's Roadhouse, a channel where traditional country music is alive and well.
I'm walking the floor over here.
Texas honky-tonk Western swing. The vivid sounds from Nashville. The legends keeping the tradition alive.
This is my house, Willie's Roadhouse.
Channel 61 and at home with the Sirius XM app on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or the internet-connected devices.
This is Steve Radio. Join me and Cole Tucker this Sunday at 1 Eastern for Sunday Sliders as we gear up for the final day of the 2025 regular season.
The Phillies take the National League East Division crown.
We'll break down the biggest matchups of the day, what postseason spots are still up for grabs, and how seeding could shake out before every team takes the field that afternoon. Sunday Sliders this Sunday at 1 Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89, and on the Sirius XM app.
In season or out of season, the #1 place for college sports is SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Rogers Center for the 9th inning, brought to you by Shell V-Power Nitro Plus. Want more from your vehicle? Try Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline, fueling every drive with a fuel like no other. Blue Jays lead the Rays 5-1. 3 more outs needed to take the AL East lead into the final game of the season. Pitching change for the Blue Jays brings Sir Anthony Dominguez in. Defensive changes as well, but first Dominguez to Jake Mangum. Swing and a miss, strike one. Pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Right on left matchup. Dominguez unloads. And the pitch at the knees, 98 on the corner. He's ahead 0-2.
That's good stuff right there. Almost unhittable with that location.
The defensive change, by the way, Barger has been lifted. Into third goes Clement. He moved over from second, and IKF will enter the game to play second base. A pretty typical 9th inning move that the Blue Jays have made the last few days. Five-1 the lead. Dominguez with an 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 99 on the corner, 1 out in the top of the 9th.
Just pounding the strike zone with his plus fastball. 98, 99. Here it is, hit it, and Jake Mangum swings right through it, just blows his doors off. Obviously looking for something off speed there in that count.
Dominguez now looks in at Nick Fortes, the right-handed hitting catcher. First pitch, low ball 1. A win in this game would mean the Blue Jays and Yankees have the same record going into tomorrow, with the Blue Jays leading the division on a tiebreaker. 1-0 pitch in the dirt, ball 2. This is a non-save situation, but Dominguez has closed in his life, so in general, he has 9th inning experience. 2-0, fouled back.
By the way, do we know who's pitching for the Yankees tomorrow?
I haven't checked what they said post-game during our game, but it appears that Luis Heel will remain on turn rather than bumping up someone like Max Fried. It should be Heel against Bradish tomorrow, Yankees and Orioles. 2-1. Fortes fouls it back, down to a knee on an elevated heater. 99 again. It's 2-2. (5-1) Blue Jay lead, 1 out, top of the 9th. The 2-2. Outside, ball 3.
Just yanked that one just a little bit, trying to throw it 150 miles an hour. If you can locate 98, 99, you'll still blow guys away.
Dominguez, the second hardest thrower in the Blue Jay pen on average. Fractions of a mile per hour behind Louis Varland. His payoff pitch. Line toward left. It hooks foul into the seats. Out of play. Good catch by some fans who reached over the top of two fans in Montreal Canadian Carey Price jerseys.
I knew you would mention that.
Reaction time from Carey Price wasn't quick enough. 3-2 home, and Fortes fouls it back. Blue Jays took the lead in this game with a 3-run second powered by an Ernie Clement double. He drove in two and then came around to score on an Andres Jimenez single. And they added runs in the 5th and 7th. Here in the 9th, the 3-2. Up and in, ball 4. A walk by Dominguez puts on Fortes with 1 out.
Well, obviously not what you want in that situation with 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. But Nick Fortes put together a pretty good at bat, fought off some tough pitches. You're still up by 4 runs. Job is to still pound that strike zone with that good fastball.
Number 9 hitter Carson Williams steps up. Right-handed batter is 1 for 3 with an infield hit. 5-1 Blue Jays. 1 out, top of the 9th. Dominguez to Williams. Breaking ball freezes him. Called strike 1. Infield shifts toward third base and plays back. 0-1 pitch. Fouled off the glove of Kirk into the backstop. It's 0-2. Dominguez sets at the belt. The pitch. Down and away, ball 1. Just missed the corner with 98 miles an hour. Right-hander peeks at first at the runner Fortes. Set again. The kick in the 1-2. Bounced in front of home. Good block by Kirk, keeping it in front of him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. walking over toward the hill to communicate with Dominguez for a moment. Right-hander has been a bit scattered. 15 pitches so far. 9 strikes, 6 balls. He's recorded 1 out. 2-2. Outside ball 3. And it's the second straight batter where Dominguez gets ahead early and then lands himself in a full count. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. 97 at the knees. Down goes Williams. 2 outs in the top of the 9th.
A perfectly placed fastball. Might have been a hair below that strike box, but it was still a really good pitch. Carson Williams not thrilled with that call, but tough to take that, especially with 2 strikes.
42,624 to their feet. No hold on the runner at first. 2 outs in the pitch. Chandler Simpson strokes it foul to the left, 0-1. Blue Jays lead it 5-1 here in the top of the 9th. A win right now, and they will be even in record with the Yankees again. The 0-1. Called outside, probably had the edge. It was close. 1 ball, 1 strike. Speedy center fielder Simpson bats left. 1 for 4 with a double. The 1-1. Outside, ball 2. Dominguez set. The 2-1 pitch. Called strike. Froze Simpson with 96 at the bottom of the zone. And Dominguez a strike away from tying a bow on this game. Right-hander set. 5-1 lead. The 2-2. Outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He missed arm side with 98. Fortes will be off from first on the pitch. It's a full count and 2 outs. 3-2 pitch. Fouled back, and they'll do it again at a full count. Another 3-2. Hit sharply up the middle. Backhanded IKF. Stops. Throws to first. And the Blue Jays win. 5-1 the final score. They will head into game 162 with a lead in the American League East.
A really well-played game by the Toronto Blue Jays. I didn't know how Trey Yesavage would respond to the pressure, to the noise of this particular situation. He was fantastic. He pounded the strike zone all day long with that good hard fastball mixed in that good split finger. I was really, really impressed with how he responded to the pressure.
Trey Yesavage and the Blue Jays take down the Rays. We'll take a quick step aside. When we come back, wrap it up and get you over to a winning edition of Blue Jays Talk. 5-1, the Blue Jays win. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Wake me up when we make the playoffs.
Wake up, Canada. We made it.
At Endy, we know greatness starts with a great rest. That's the beauty of sleep. It fuels focus and sharpens performance. It's how Endy helps all Canadians rise to shine. Endy mattresses are proudly made in Canada. And right now, take $150 off for a limited time. Shop now at Endy.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, you! Let's talk about what's catching everyone else's eye. Could it be your faucet that drips all night long? Or your toilet that never seems to flush right the first time? Help is always within reach at Home Hardware. Get everything you need and turn those side eyes into second looks at the Bring Beautytown Home Reno sale. Save 20% on select Moen faucets and save 10% on American Standard toilets. Earn and redeem Scene Plus points at the Bring Beautytown Home Reno sale. On now until October 22nd. Only at Home Hardware and Building Centers. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian.
How do we craft tires specifically designed for Canadian weather conditions? We journey alongside them and endure the unexpected challenges the road throws at them. Winter is approaching quickly. Are you prepared? Choose Yokohama. Tailored precisely for Canadian weather, snow, ice, and cold can turn every drive into a challenge. Stay safe with the Yokohama Fall Rebate. Until November 30th, receive up to $100 back when you purchase 4 eligible Yokohama tires. Stay in control and drive with confidence. Choose Yokohama, made precisely for you.
Your business runs 24/7, but what happens when your loading dock grinds to a halt? Get back in business fast with Bagley Overhead Doors and Docks. Your overhead door problem is our problem, and we're good at fixing problems. Repairing your overhead door, dock, or have truck restraints that require service? No problem. We also offer preventative maintenance inspections to eliminate the chaos and expense of unplanned emergencies. Bagley Overhead Doors and Docks, trusted for over 60 years. Visit BagleyOverheadDoors.com today.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Going back, Varsho slips on the warning track and makes the catch!
Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The Blue Jays winners in this game. The final score 5-1 as they take down the Tampa Bay Rays and maintain their hold atop the AL East. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Appreciate you tuning in. And Chris, let's go to the start of Trey Yesavage. He ends up going 5 scoreless innings in this game. A new environment for him, pitching at home for the first time with so much on the line. What did you think overall of his outing?
Well, like I said before the game, like I said after the game, I was a bit unsure really leading up to this start how he would respond to everything. The environment was different. The pressure was different. Although the team was the same. This is the same lineup essentially as he faced in his first career Major League start. The scouting report had to change because they know the split finger, they know the fastball, they know the slider. And early on, it looked like he was pounding the strike zone with that fastball, something that he really didn't do for the majority of that first start against the Rays. He mixed in a lot of split fingers, mixed in some more sliders, but today he really pounded the strike zone with that fastball, threw very good strikes with that fastball too. That's something that I was really, really impressed with.
Yesavage left the game in line for the win because of early offense for the Blue Jays after going down to Joe Boyle last time they faced him 12 days ago, or at least not scoring against him. They went down quickly in the first inning. Addison Barger snapped a 1 for 24 with a hit to lead off the second. A walk to Davis Schneider put 2 on, but the inning was in jeopardy after a Varsho strikeout and a Kirk lineout. That's when Ernie Clement stepped up to save the day. The pitch is hit on the ground, down the left field line, base hit. Barger in to score from third. Schneider around second. He's at third, getting away from Carlos Fabulous. Relay to the plate, cut off. Davis Schneider dives in head first. 2-0 Blue Jays.